Hey gang, my name's Nate. I'm the lead UX UI designer at HeroX, and today I wanted to walk us through an onboarding user experience. So bear with me. Here we are on the homepage of today's website, and I just want to, highlight that I'm logged in here. But let's say, for example, we wanted to create a new crowdsourcing project. Well, where is that, right? So maybe somebody would be clever enough to understand that a challenge is a crowdsourcing project. But let's say they clicked here on create a challenge. It would take us to this simple launch form. And we notice that the only required field is this title field, and which is great. So I'm able to just come in here and say test and save and continue right away. I can ignore all this stuff, so it's really not helping me out much as a user to understand what's exactly going on here. Whereas, let's take a step back and visit a new mock of the home page. Pretty similar, but you'll notice that here I'm testing this horizontal top nav that we have on the iPad today, and I'm just swapping out a couple of things here. So we have create a challenge, explore your dashboard profile, your messages, and your notifications, keeping it really simple. It's a lot similar to what you see on social media networks like Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. So it's pretty common practice to have the utilities here. So let's say that we were going to create here, and we click add to this platform. Now we have our title field really highlighted and encapsulated here. And we have this feeling that we're going to be crowdsourcing to a huge crowd. And we're creating a new crowdsourcing project. It seems like a really, just inviting page compared to this kind of blank canvas here. Here it feels like we're about to commence on something really powerful. So if we click on today's current thing, we say save and continue. We're basically brought to a preview of our test challenge here. And there's no clear distinction on which way to go. Whereas in this mock, let's say that we entered in our crowdsourcing project name and press enter, or we just saved and continued with something in here, we would be taken to the edit screen. And we would already have upfront progress here. We'd have a check mark here saying that the name that we entered on the previous page, whatever that was, perhaps even it filled in and pre-populated in the URL for us, and we could even start on step 3. And also notice that here I'm focused on the URL, and it's giving me a tip over here. URL, for added search engine optimization, increased performance of organic traffic that drives to your crowdsourcing project. The URL should be the same as the name. Oh, okay, so if I have these the same, I know I'm going to get better SEO and organic traffic. Well, that's very interesting. Never knew that till today. Here's the duration, so I'm going to set it from March to April, whatever. Here's my prize amount that I'm thinking. It's sponsored, and I'm sponsoring it or whatever, or maybe I'm crowdfunding it. I think that's the amount. And as you go through here and focus on each of these steps, it would change the tip over here and follow you along. Here, I've taken the WYSIWYG out of overview just to keep it simple and get the text in there. I would be even open to deferring overview altogether. And then upload your image and then categories. So you get to pick by a keyword. Maybe there's a category you want that doesn't exist in our main categories today. So back here on the test screen, if we just go back to edit, let's find out. Well, this is not really linear, right? But when we take a look at how it looks today, it's kind of confusing. So here you're like, oh, okay, where am I? And here you're like, oh, it's very linear. I'm going to do these 10 steps, and I'll be ready to preview it. Whereas here it's kind of like, oh man, look at all these published tasks I have to do. Oh, overview, prize, short description, image, categories. And this is out of context to the actual form itself. When I get down here, I'm like, what? Oh, here's all the categories. So that we can compare that to this new model where we're saying, like, just enter in the category that you think best matches. And we can give them some quick tips, some quick links of the ones that we have, like animal welfare, municipal development, space, etc. And we're able to allow them to select those quickly, or when they're typing in a keyword, we can just create a new category for them and add it to the Explore page. And then we have this new item called skills. And this is like the skills that you think would be a great match, a great fit for your crowdsourcing project. Here we have web developer, PHP, branding all entered, and they're entered as keywords. But again, you could have like quick links for skills that we know are very popular or most common that our innovators have. So with that, the person can basically click preview and go to the next step. Now, finally, we're at preview because we actually have something to preview. We've have this very linear process here: left, right, backward, forward, and then we have all of the steps here combined. So I don't have to have a big green blob up here out of context. It holds my hand and walks me through it. Not to mention, I don't have to have all these links here, which is like a helicopter cockpit, because some of these things I won't need until after pre-registration phase. And for this walkthrough, we'll just focus on pre-registration phase only. So let's get to the preview. So here we are in the preview. I have the title and the URL. Everything's going to be test challenge for this example. Here's my short description, and here's the pre-register button. Here's an image that I would have uploaded, but here it's a placeholder image. Here's the overview I typed really quickly in that overview section. Here's my prize amount. Here's what stage I'm in. Now, I could come in here and share it and skip to the share step just by clicking on the share button right here. And I'll quickly just jump over and I'll link it to this page. Okay. I could share it here. And since I'm in a preview mode, I would only share privately. Okay. But if I was very comfortable with this and I'm ready to publish, then the publish button is clear and it's outlined right there. Let's take a look at our preview step over here today. Okay, so I just clicked save and it's telling me, prompting me like there's a bunch of things wrong here, right, in red. So that wasn't very obvious. Okay, so let's try to save. Okay, it's successfully updated. Okay, cool. So how do I get back to my challenge, right? Here it didn't decide for me, it just left me hanging. So if I click back, oh, that's how I get back. Great. Did I keep my changes? I don't know, right? That's why this is so great. It's because it will remember your changes for you. And it doesn't need to keep you in the same state. It guesses to take you to the next step. So here, where can we publish? Where is the publishing at? I have edit. When I'm in edit, I can only preview and save. If I save again, it just says, okay, you saved it. It's not very clear. There's no linear sequence here, so I'm confused as a user. Oh, I have to read all these words up here to figure it out. Warning, right? So there's something wrong here. So is it my fault? I feel like it's my fault because I just got here. I reviewed the checklist. It's that green blob. I did everything, right? Oh, submit this form once your prize value has been set to arrange payment. I have no idea what that means because I'm just trying to go live. I've been told on the front stage that I can reach a global community of innovators, and I have no idea what submit this form means. Submit what form? The link form? What form? So let me try to submit this form. Just guessing, right? It's my last hope. Okay, here I am. One more step to publish your challenge. Oh, but I was just trying to submit a form, not publish my challenge. I'm confused. Again, what's all this words here I'm not going to read, right? So let's see how we fix it on this stage here. Here we have the publish button instead of the submit this form button because I'm confident I'm ready to publish this after reviewing it here. So I'll click publish. Now it says, oh, get feedback from the crowd. Okay, yeah, I'm ready. Let's see. Share privately. I've already done that. Oh, share with my personal contacts. That would be really cool. I just want to get some feedback before I publish it, maybe from my inner circle. or maybe I'm ready to that's the first group I'll share with, or maybe I'm like very advantageous and I'm just going to share with my personal contacts from Gmail. I'm going to share with my email subscribers by uploading a CSV file. Oh, and here I'm going to share with the HeroX global community of innovators whose skill set match the crowdsourcing project, right? Remember, this could be pre-populated because we filled it out on the edit stage. So here it's saying like, yeah, get ready, buddy. And so now I'm like, yeah, I filled all this out. I'm really super excited about going viral and taking my challenge to the next step. I'm going to talk to the HeroX community, my email subscribers from MailChimp, my Gmail contacts that I've built that are personal, and I've already shared privately. So let's take a whack at that. I'm ready to send to the crowd. Okay. Okay. Choose your plan. Maybe this should say choose your plan to send to the crowd. Something like that, where we're connecting the value of going global, of sharing my project with revenue here, right? So you pay for value. You don't pay for stuff that you think should be free, right? And here we're saying like, oh, it's very valuable to go live and go public and to share with the global community. So pick your poison here. Do you want the basic plan, just one project, or you want unlimited projects for $79 a month paid annually? Or are you a bigger wig? You need white label and you need this enterprise. Let's just get a free quote. Here we have the premium selected by default, so I don't even have to make a decision. I can even click through. Like, oh, that's the most popular. It's in the middle. Yeah, it makes sense. And it looks better economically for me over the long run too. So let me just check out here. And as you can see, we have a very linear step again, like forward, backward, left, right. And here it looks like I'm missing a step. So let's just fix that real quick. So right here, jump up to my pages. Looks like we're missing the payment page. Yes. So checkout should take me to the payment page. Oh, bummer. Try this again. Sorry about that. I had to fix the prototype. So back here on the pricing page, let's just review real quick. So we're replacing this section here of $99 USD, blah, 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 with something that's quicker to understand than a paragraph of text, which is this pricing table, very common in user interface design. And so what we're doing here is also pre-selecting it for them, so that way we are recommending basically the $79 a month more economical plan, even though it's unlimited challenges for a year, right? So that way they can publish more, and we can also get them to publish more. But for now, this looks like the better option. So the person is presumably going to select that, and then feel comfortable checking out. So let's see what happens next compared to the old version. So the old version, you don't really get to pick. They basically say like it's only $99 and there's no other option here, so it's kind of counterintuitive to the pricing page that's on the website today. If we skip on over to the pricing page, you'll notice like, hey, how do I select anything and just get started? No, actually that's what's supposed to happen here, is for me to select which pricing option I feel comfortable with. And then down here we just have a bunch of forms that doesn't really register with me like on a checkout level. Whereas here it's like, okay, you've selected it, let's check out. Now we're at this checkout phase, which is more common with e-commerce. It couldn't even be more common unless we put like a PayPal button on here, or Bitcoin, or Apple Pay, or Google Wallet, whatever. But the point here is that it's a very standard checkout page versus what we have here is sort of like this preparation for invoicing. A lot of redundancy here with names, and we don't know who you are you a business, individual? We haven't really made that decision here. Whereas over here, it's just very clear. Just give me your name, your email, your address, your phone number, your credit card, your CVC. We're going to pay the $948 now for your annual premium package, and that gives you unlimited crowdsourcing projects. The percentage of the prize amount will be awarded, that you'll award the winner will be invoiced separately. So that way they can expect to be invoiced for that separately. perhaps after the challenge commences or the winner is determined as such. But for now, we just need to get that $948 premium package paid. So let's go ahead and get that deposit made here. So let's confirm 948. Success. Now complete your brand page. So here it has taken my payment and it's rolled on over to edit my brand page. So I'm continuing on my process. There could be another page where you're saying like order confirmation number and such like that too. So that could be also here in this little soft prompt. I'm not saying that the copy is 100% correct. I'm just trying to get us in that mode of the flow here. And so here I'm on my brand page, and I can say like, hey, this is the title, the description, here's the logo, background image, and categories and such. I can just go in here and edit my page just like today. But now I have this like backward, forward, very, very concise, linear approach here. So now I can click save, and here I am on my brand page, right? So I filled out all that information, and here I am. I'm logged in as the admin of this brand page, and I'm able to come in here and click the navigation. So if we take a step back here and we fill all this out, it basically takes us back to our challenge. It doesn't take us to our profile page to complete the whole experience, you know, as a brand or as an entrepreneur with a personal brand. It's really important that we have that center hub, that profile to work from. And so here we have our profile brand, and I can go back and I can edit this and make changes and save them and see the end result. So let's take a look at what happened here compared to what there is today. So today, if we were to just visit that Forbes page that's on the website today, let's see, Forbes. Here we are. So you can see there's quite a resemblance. The difference is, instead of having these redundant tabs on top, and when I say redundant, it's redundant because followers is the community. So it's the same stuff, we're just missing some features here. This is really sparse, right? You got the map maybe and some of the people, but it doesn't tell you about them. It doesn't say anything about them. Whereas in the community, you have those extra features, but it doesn't look as good. There's no map here, and you know, but there's more information. So the point here is we need to combine them so that there's less redundancy, right? More consistent user experience. Community, followers. Let's just go with community for now and try that out. So let's flip on over to our prototype. So we have community tab. Let's check that out. Here, the map is loaded right away. Okay, it may take some time to load, but at least give me the placeholder geography to begin with. So I know that's coming. It's really powerful. Whereas over here, you know, if I click on the community tab, I don't get that. And it's not even in context with the other tabs. It's out of alignment. It's out of proximity. So it's in followers, and here's the followers map. Now it's going to take me into another page. So it's like this really clunky experience. Now I'm out of context from the page itself, and when I click back, it takes me there. So here it's just all in one spot. Tells me how many community members there are in total, and it even shows me their information here, so I'll be able to direct message them if I wanted to. We could add more detail here too, but at least now it's in context. And if I wanted to send the group a message, I could do that too. And let's just take a look at that real quick, that UI. Let's get over here to where's the send group message going to take us? It's going to take us to the updates tab. Well, why would it do that? That's not a group message, Nate. If you look at it today, we have two user experiences for sending a message. So let's send a message. Here we are. I wanted to send a message, but now it's taken me to this screen that's like a weird dashboard. Scheduled, saved, passed. Oh, now it's called new notification. So before it's send message, now it's new notification. There's inconsistencies in the copyright. And then it takes me to this page where it's like, no title, I don't know where I am, subject, message, send to group. Okay, now I'm back on track. This is actually maybe the page I expected to be on, So let's take a look at the new distilled user experience. Boom, right here in front. I went to the Updates tab. Let's see that again in real time. So here I am on the Community tab. I say, yeah, I want to send my group a message. Boom. Sends me over to Update. It says, well, you don't have any updates or group messages yet? Begin your first update below. Oh, I get it. So an update is a group message. I get it. Okay, so here's my subject title, my message content. The first 140 characters of this will be the excerpt that they use in the update. I get it. Here's the group. I want to do all members, or I can pick a role, or maybe a skill set. I can do all kinds of stuff here. And then, I could show the users if I wanted to. But now let's take a look at the Updates tab today, just so we can give it that kind of context of what's going on today versus tomorrow. So today on the Updates tab, just says add new update. And it has some text here that's actually directed towards an innovator. But as you know, I'm logged in as the administrator, and I still see that message. So it's out of context. Like I shouldn't be seeing that poor UI. So let's add a new update, just so at least that's there. Well, now it's title, image, short description, content. Well, that's weird. Different UI for the same kind of thing, right? Oh, I guess this goes somewhere else, but I don't know that as a user. I'm just trying to message a group. I'm trying to provide an update, but now it's different. What's the difference between an update and sending a group message to a sponsor? Nothing. But maybe to us technically there is. But in any case, that's why I've combined it. Now I'm out of context of the page, but I can go back. Okay, and now I've lost my space. I was at the Updates tab. I was adding a new update. Okay, where am I? Here, it's very clear. You have no updates, create your first one. And I can message to the group. I can say, maybe even I could pick a challenge. Like, hey, I only want a group in this challenge. That way I can provide an update to just that group. But the idea is that we've just merged a hideous user experience with updates and send message. Bada bing, bada boom. Problem solved. We've updated community and followers into one tab because bada bing, bada boom, problem solved. Now let's take a look at options and moderators. Another opportunity. So moderators, we have add moderator. You get this pop up. Okay, kind of random. Then options. Again, set contact person. What's the difference between a moderator and a contact person? I'll never know as a sponsor in this UI because we have them duplicative and they're out of context. Here I have a settings tab. And there could be an argument that could be in the community too, like pick somebody to be a moderator or a contact person. But nevertheless, let's keep it in settings for now. So let's head on over to settings. Here, add moderators. I can enter and search by name, or select user that will handle the personal messages to your channel. Here it could be, crowdsourcing channel, whatever. And then I can update that. Here we have an opportunity to at least discuss the difference between the two. I don't even know the difference between the two, to be honest with you, and I want to find out. But at least here we're facilitating that conversation, and we don't have to have duplicative navigation items. The next thing I'd like to talk about is the metrics. So here we have a very clear metrics view. You're in metrics tab, and here they are. This is only viewable by the admin or the moderator, or whoever has permissions for this page. And instead of having, well, let's just take a look at the metrics today. Here we are, not necessarily sure what dates are even outlined here. It's not really readable, but I guess it's by the month. And I can collapse and expand all, so I guess that's kind of nifty, but you're not making any decisions for me. Again, you're just forcing me to read, and I don't have like a rough shot of what's good and what's bad about my channel. I need immediate results. If we think back to the user persona of Jane and Deborah, who are brand managers, their value that they need and the way we exceed their needs is by providing them results quickly. Well, here's the opportunity for that, to show them results. Here it looks like this UI is going to add something. It doesn't look like it's going to expand, okay? And then the minus looks like it's going to subtract something. It doesn't look like it's going to collapse. So this whole UI is very anxiety driven. And then here, the most important number, 14, during this time period, is really small. And then you have this graph that kind of shows me something, 3, but it's out of context a little bit. So why didn't you just show me this at the beginning so I can actually grasp it? Let's take a look back at the new one. Here we are. This could probably say time period from and to, so I'm easily able to do it. We've put the number up here, so it's first and foremost. This could probably be even bigger and circled, to be honest. Here, we have the graph, and what happens is I'm able to click these and take a look at them in the graph mode if I want to. But we've made the decision in the beginning to decide that the first one, the views, will be displayed here. And perhaps in the future you could even filter by a certain particular challenge and see the views on that challenge. But here we're able to get a snapshot of each of the metrics without actually having to open and click through. We have a nice graphic UI at the top of the graphs that we're able to actually see some visual information right away, some visual data. So this enables the person to quickly see the results. Like, hey, all that sharing I'm doing, that actually resulted in quite a bit of views this week. Terrific. I love HeroX. It gives me results fast. Here, when you load the page, it loads up blank. And it's out of context too. It's not even seen in regards to the channel. That's why you have to say channel views here. You have to redundantly say that, and it's just not as fast to comprehend. This stuff is only useful for us maybe backstage, and then getting back to the channel itself is any man's guess. So that's really it. In the future, we could have this on the web stuff be in an About Us section somewhere here, and instead of read more being this kind of like clunky drop down that you don't expect, we could actually send them to the About section, About tab here. But that's to come in the next prototype. And just to finally wrap up here, here in the Challenges tab, it should probably be called Projects if we're going to go crowdsourcing projects. But the idea is that this challenge has a delete button. You can drag and drop the order of them, or you can just click it to edit on it. Or you can add a new challenge, right? You can add a new crowdsourcing project. So all that's right there, whereas today, when you're here, there's no call to action to add a new challenge or to duplicate or to move it or arrange it, right? They have to click up here in the Challenges button. And now they're giving change order, delete, save, add challenge, all this stuff, right? So it's just removed from context, and it makes you have to work harder to understand the UI. And with that, I would just like to welcome your feedback on the Envision prototype. You can do that by leaving comments on the link that I will share with you guys, just by saying like, hey, this should be crowdsourcing project instead of add challenge, for example. And I'll get that message, and I'll be able to look at everybody's comments and make changes, and then I will inform you again. So thanks so much for your time watching this. I know it's a pretty long, lengthy video, but I appreciate your time, and I'll see you next time.